The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 without Todd McGill. Again, he's got to work. I'm sorry. You're stuck with me. I will be talking about the recent federal class action lawsuit brought against Lucky Strike Entertainment, alleging that they are a monopoly. We will discuss both sides of that coin. We'll also be talking about the World Series of Bowling. We are leading into the World Championship. We'll take a look at the winners from the PBA50 and the PBA National Tour. And we will also have the Imbecile of the Week. Straight Up 5 without Todd McGill. Just me. Starts now.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledrup here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5.
Todd McGill is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. A hard-hitting, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only feature bowling, but we'll give you a raw look into real-life issues. We've had the biggest and brightest stars from the past, future, and present on this show, as we strive to bring you the best the sport of bowling has to offer. So without further delay, let's introduce you to the host of your show, Rad Rob Francois, and your featured host, Todd McGill.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 without Todd McGill. I'm your host, Rad Rob Francois. This is episode number 195, 5 episodes away from 200. Nico Pujar's in here. What's going on, brother? He wants an I do?
I do.
Nico says, how the heck can you go by yourself? Tell Todd that Wednesday is for the podcast, not featuring Todd McGill tonight. No, you're absolutely right. Look, I've said this on the show before. Todd is one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. He is the general manager of Gilmore Lanes, just outside of Cincinnati. And he has a lot of leagues tonight and nobody to fill the front desk. Typically Wednesdays are his day off, Nico, but unfortunately, because he is the boss and he is a trooper, he's working tonight. So again, overworking himself to help bowlers and promote the sport of bowling. So I can't knock Todd for not being here when it comes to just his dedication and his love and drive to support the sport of bowling. So of course I miss him. He's my good buddy. But he's here in spirit. I mean, you can bust his balls all you want. He can take it. He's a big guy. But between being the general manager of Gilmore and being the national sales manager for Bowlifi, being a dad to his daughter Lainey, and being a wonderful husband, he's got a lot to do. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. But check out that behind me. Right there. I couldn't get the banner to hang on my green screen, so I just took a picture and used Photoshop and put it up on a brick wall. Even though there's no brick wall behind me, it's just an illusion. In the link below, right here on YouTube, there's a link for my sub store if you want to buy a Straight Up 5 jersey. Or shirt like this one, Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. I'll give you a look at what the sub store looks like. That's there we go. That's small. $31.85 plus shipping and handling, which is a great discount from $49. We'll get you an official Straight Up 5 shirt or a jersey. This is the jersey. I love this thing. This thing is so badass looking. I love it. So that's our Straight Up 5 Lane USA flag TMT jersey. It's got the Todd McGill tournament logo on the sleeve, along with the American flag, Bowlifi logo, and this beautiful guy right here with the lane. And it's so slick, dude. I absolutely love it. And you can get it in different styles, like the moisture wicking lightweight interlock, the tour line, lightweight 4-way stretch, or the upgraded outerwear line. You can also put your name on the back if you wanted for $8. Or we have just the t-shirt, which is equally as badass, which comes in as well. You can also get the upgraded material, and you can put your name on the back of that one too if you wanted. But both of those are available on my sub store, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how many we can sell on that. The link is in the description below, or right up here on the screen for you. Just go to bowlifi.com/substore/radrob. You could also use the discount code RADROB at checkout for a discount off of one jersey or shirt. So definitely check that out. I would appreciate the support, and they're just badass shirts and jerseys. Of course, nothing but quality from Bowlifi, the greatest jersey and shirt makers in the world of bowling. I mean, the world in general, right? But yeah, support the show, rep your favorite show and your favorite brand, and yeah, I appreciate it. But anyways, we have a lot to talk about tonight. So Nico says I watched as much as I could of the 22 hours of coverage. So did I. And I actually enjoyed Dave Ryan and Chris Barnes and Kyle Shermer when he was able to. But, man, obviously Dave Ryan's been doing this for a long time. So he knows the sport of bowling. He used to do it with Randy Peterson on the CBS Sports Network and CBS Sports. But, man, you want to talk about Barnesy? Holy cow. You want to talk about a guy that can just transition right from, retiring from the national tour, bowling the PBA 50 stops, but, just walk right into the commentator's booth and be a color commentator with Dave Ryan and be so smart, so charismatic, and just... It's Barnesy. I mean, it's just, it was supposed to be 5 hours every night, but Chris Barnes said that one night it went 5 hours and 40. Yeah, now Barnesy has been absolutely incredible. Hats off to him for stepping in there and killing it. And obviously, I've called out Randy Peterson in the past, just kind of for his shtick. Nothing against him personally. He's just been doing it so long, and he got so complacent in doing it. It's nice to have, I would say, a fresh face, because obviously Chris is in his 50s, but somebody new in the booth, and somebody who's well respected not only by the fans but by the peers, his own peers as well. I thought Chris Barnes did fantastic, and I thought Dave Ryan did a great job too. That's a lot of bowling to cover over Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. They get a break tonight. But before we get to our top story, which is the Lucky Strike lawsuit, I would love to talk about the winners so far in the World Series of Bowling. Nico, you may know, but I'm not sure, why did they qualify in one center and Bowl TV in another just down the road? I don't understand why they did it. I could see if it was like an arena show and they'd qualify in the actual center during the week like they used to back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then bowl in the stadium or an arena. But the fact that they qualified in one center to go bowl on TV in another is strange to me. I know it's happened before. I mean, there's obviously a precedent for it, but I don't understand why they did that. Why they did that this week. DJ Ricky Smith's in the house. What's going on, brother? I remember Barnes in the booth back in the early 2000s, and the same with Duke. See, I didn't watch much back then. I was just getting out of school and started working a lot. So I didn't really watch bowling a lot during, say, the Microsoft era. Okay, that's cool. Well, I mean, he's been doing it for a while. I don't know when the last time he did it regularly. So to kind of just jump back into it and do so well, I thought he was phenomenal. He shows the big packet of notes and research and production who gave them the 55 people that made the World Series shows on his podcast. Oh, that's pretty awesome. No, that's really cool. So Nico does not know why they bowled in one center, qualified on one and bowled in the other on TV. That's fine. I mean, Nico, I usually give you a lot of credit because you know just about everything, but you're my go-to guy. You're my resident researcher and reporter and statistician. I expect you to have the answers, bro.
I do.
No, you don't, actually. Wrong button. That's for you. You're taking a pay cut. The same. John Janowitz, friend of the show, friend of mine. JJ ended up hurting his finger, pulling out of the last few games, pulling himself out of the World Championship, which he would have been on TV for. But instead, he goes on, wins his 10th career PBA 50 title in the Del Valle Championship. And man, he looked so good, just making that radical spy just almost go straight at 5. I mean, literally just going straight at the pocket. He has such a good touch on the ball. But in the opening match, he faced number 2 seed Bill Rowe, which ironically, Rowe withdrew during the final games of the World Championship as well due to a bicep injury. But JJ took his equipment to the PBA truck and was able to make his finger holes big enough to relieve the pressure in his finger. I texted him yesterday, or I texted him the day he won. He didn't get back to me until yesterday. And I asked him how his finger was, and he's like, at least it's not purple anymore. So I guess that's a good thing. But man, JJ took some time off before the World Series to kind of rest it. And, he missed a couple tournaments, but he's still right up there again, obviously, for Player of the Year. Literally makes just about every single TV show. I mean, the guy's just, he's a beast. And if he didn't have this finger issue going on, who knows? He may have ran the table at the PBA 50 World Series. But Bill Rowe bowled well, but it's JJ. And JJ ended up facing USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch, one of my favorite bowlers of all time, especially one of my favorite lefties. And JJ took Couch out. Couch didn't bowl that bad. He had a couple missteps. But JJ's on fire. Winning the first game 235 to 182 against Rowe, and then 268, 213 against Jason Couch for his 10th PBA 50 title in only his 4th season. So I'm assuming that actually makes him eligible for the PBA Hall of Fame. If I understand the rules right, having 10 titles. JJ be back in 2 months, he hopes. Yeah. I did not watch Fef's interview, and I love Fef. But I will check that out. Fef obviously lives in Wisconsin. He drove over to just outside of Minneapolis to do some promo work and had a press pass, was able to interview a lot of most of the bowlers, honestly, there. So check out Bowling with the Fef on YouTube. FEF, great friend of the show, great friend of mine, and does fantastic work. I always put him over for what he does. But congrats to JJ for winning his 10th title. That's nuts, man. Like, seriously, the guy's just amazing. He's absolutely on fire. Let's see. Jason Couch was the next one to win a title. In which he screamed redemption as loud as he could. My picture's up here. There we go. Jason. So when I first met Jason, I didn't meet him. Sorry. When I first saw Jason bowl live was when he won the Tums Classic at Bradley Bowl. I think it was 92 or 93, 94. It is so long ago. I can't remember. Hopefully Nico knows. But that was the first time I've seen Jason Couch bowl live. And man, you want to talk about someone who is just absolutely dominant in pure power. He has been a fantastic bowler for a long, long time. Obviously, that's why he is a PBA Hall of Famer. But Jason's had issues with his knees and has had some disappointing performances in the PBA50 tour. But as a top seed again at the Monticello Championship, he put it all on the line against Jack Jurek. And man, you want to talk about great to see Jack Jurek back on the show again. And just to see the PBA50 back on TV was amazing. I'm so grateful and thankful that CBS Sports Network wanted to put the PBA50 on the air, because you're literally seeing the best of the best from the previous, one or two generations. And it was great to see the other JJ, Jack Jurek, bowling for a title again. But no, Couch was he was not going to be denied another chance at a championship. So it's really good to see Jason win 246 to 238, which Couch yelled redemption. In the interviewing afterwards, he said it was definitely an emotional win for his dad, himself, and his wife. Winning on Mother's Day. So, he's contemplated retiring because it's so hard to put the effort in. But he's very happy to win. He's now won a senior title in 3 straight seasons. So, he's up there for the Player of the Year, obviously making 2 shows and winning a championship. So it was good to see old JC back on TV and doing his thing. You wouldn't even thought anyone. Okay, you're fired. Jesus, Nico, you're fired, bro. Sorry. It was a good run, man. I appreciate you. I mean, you can still hang out. You just don't work here anymore. I'm just busting your balls because you're always busting balls. So it's my turn to bust somebody's balls. Son of a bitch. Tom Hess. What can I say about Tom Hess? I am so fortunate through this show to be friends with a lot of these guys that have won titles this year on the PBA 50 and the national tour. And it's really, really cool to see Tom Hess win another title. I asked him if he can come on the show next week, but he's bowling the Senior US Open. But he might be able to come on the week after. So Tom Hess will be coming on the show, as well as Jason Couch. I have Jason Couch lined up for June 10th. June 30th, he's bowling the Senior Masters, the Super Senior Masters. And so June 10th, Jason Couch will be here. First time on the show. Tom's been on before. This will be a first time for Jason Couch. Bucket list guest of mine. Being a huge fan of his since he was a kid. He was initially going to come on next Wednesday, but his daughter's graduating from high school. I'm not going to be here on the 27th. It's my 50th birthday. Todd may be here. He's not sure. If not, we'll be back hopefully with Tom Hess on the 3rd, and then Jason Couch on June 10th. So looking forward to all that. But now Tom Hess winning the Petraglia Championship, which is so cool. Given the roots of this show, being with JP Jr. for so long, and having his dad on the show, to see Tom Hess, who loves the Petraglia family, win the title was really, really cool, and especially being the PBA 50 Petraglia Championship named after Johnny Petraglia Sr. Hess bowled really, really well. It was a really, really good match. It's his 12th PBA 50 title. He shot 257, which is, to bowl under that pressure on TV, on national TV, which they haven't been on in so long. To have 12 titles and that be one of them is just a really cool thing to see. I'm proud of Tom, and he's an incredible guy. He really is. But he took on 28-year former United States Air Force veteran Ron Hurt, who I'm not too familiar with. But Hurt, bowled fairly well. He beat Andres Gomez in the first match, and then got to face Tom Hess in the finals. Tom Hess has proven time and time again that he is a dominant force on the PBA 50 tour. And if it wasn't for guys like John Janowitz and Troy Lint when he had his Rookie of the Year run, I mean, Tom Hess is right up there, with everybody. Hey, Alex Bermudez is in the house. Sorry for being late the last few weeks, riding the wave in the pro shop. Yeah, all good, brother. It's good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Tom was asked if he's thinking about possibly passing Walter sometime soon. Yeah, I mean, that would be for most wins on the senior tour. He's close. That's why I said, man, Tom's an absolute beast, and when he really puts his mind into it, he can dominate anybody, and he's proven that over the years. So, congrats to Tom Hess for winning the PBA 50 championship, Petraglia championship, and then we have Tom Doherty. Good old Tom Doherty. So Tom had an amazing quote, and I need to find it. Something about because he was pissed off from losing to Mika. Don't even ask me to pronounce Mika's last name. Major Mika Koivuniemen. Like 10, 12 years ago, I think, when they faced on TV. On the national tour, and Tom bowled like 100 or 103 or something like that. I don't remember what it was. This is, again, I wasn't watching during that time. But he wanted to make sure when somebody quoted him, it maybe even been the PBA reporter, make sure you mentioned that I beat Mika. Put that headline in the stupid story or whatever. Like, it was just funny. Tom is just so outspoken. Super nice guy, but he's just one of those guys like J.R. Raymond that likes to run their mouth to rile people up. But Tom was Rookie of the Year last year, and beating a guy like Mika, who I want to say I'm pretty sure most people were behind because people love him. He's a fantastic bowler. It was 15 years ago. Sorry, 15 years ago. Mika Koivuniemen beat Tom Doherty 299-100 on national TV at the TOC in 2011. It's the largest margin of victory on national television and the lowest score ever. So Tom was, I mean, a little chip on his shoulder, knowing that he's going to take on Mika and defeating Mike Machuga in the first match was a big deal as well, and it's great to see Mike on the show. I haven't seen Mike bowl in I don't know how many years. In a really close match, Doherty won 210-208. Doherty kind of called out Mika, knowing he was going to win, aiming at the 10 pin, saying, "Let's dance, Mika, come on." So that was, he's been carrying that around for a long time, 15 years or so. But it was good to see Tom Doherty win. Again, Rookie of the Year last year, and now another PBA 50 titleist. Koivuniemen? Okay, sure. Major Mika goes down to Tom Doherty, unfortunately. Moving on to the kids tour, as the older guys like to call it. A lot of people are, I don't want to say upset, but weren't thrilled with the way that the national tour was doing their quarterfinals and semifinals, having two matches at once, primarily for each animal championship, which was a lot to follow, and took a long time. But I didn't have a problem with it. It was something new, so I didn't have any issues with it. I was able to keep track of the action. I thought it was kind of cool to get to see that many people on TV at once, as opposed to just doing regular match play and then doing a typical 5-man step ladder. Excuse me, I didn't have a problem with it at all. And man, you want to talk about so many stories already. It's pretty amazing. Let's just say that. Starting off with the Cheetah on Saturday night. You want to talk about somebody who is super, super popular. If I can find his picture here. There's Packy. Packy Hanrahan from the House Bowling on YouTube took home the Cheetah Championship. And, he's a crowd favorite. A lot of people love him. He averaged 263 in the 5 games that he bowled on TV. Defeating Chase Nadu, friend of mine, Zachary Tackett, EJ's brother, Chris Prather, and Matt Sanders. Packy is one of those guys who has all the talent in the world and has all the abilities to be a major player on the PBA tour, and is still young enough to dominate. I mean, let's remember that EJ was not always the man. EJ was always a great bowler, but until like the last, I would say 6 to 8 years, he's really shown his true dominance. But EJ's been on tour for a long time. People seem to forget about that. Packy, we used to see him in Nutmeg Legs in Connecticut back in the day. That's true. Yep, Packy is a Southern Connecticut native. It's not EJ's brother? I'm sorry. I did not know that. Zach, really? So there's 2 Zach Tacketts. One is EJ's brother and one's not. That wasn't okay. Never mind. I think that's the guy who's left-handed. Okay. Well, excuse me for getting 2 Zach Tacketts confused. That's retarded. All right. So it was Zachary Tackett. That's how you disseminate between the 2. Zachary Tackett, no relation to EJ at all. Zach Tackett is EJ's brother. My bad, y'all. I'm almost 50. Just give me credit. But anyway, Packy won his 3rd national title, first one on TV. So great to see Patrick Hanrahan get it done on national television. So I'm happy about that. He's a good guy. I've been trying to get him on the show forever. Boog, you need to hook me up, bro. I need my buddy Boog to hook me up with old Packy and Kevin Williams. I might as well just get them all on the show. Bring the whole house in here. But anyways, so Hanrahan wins his 3rd title. Darren Tang. This was kind of a hard one for me to watch, only because I was rooting so hard for Belmo. You got to give Darren his due. Darren absolutely was amazing. Consider the fact that he won a PBA national title with one hand, switched to two-handed, and I don't even know the story behind it or why he did. And he gets so much hate online for stuff in the past with pineapples or whatever. I don't know. I never got involved in all that. It will be a house party if we have the entire house on the show. Well, that'll be the house party 4, right, or 3 or 4. Didn't they make like 4 of those movies? It'll be a new house party movie because him and Boog are making movies. So that's what they do. But Darren is getting so much flack, and it's very disliked from what I hear. But I haven't heard anything bad about him at all. But to win a PBA national title with one hand and 2 is really remarkable, especially defeating Boog, Santu, Tavana Ninen, and Jason Belmonte. To prevail in the 12-player bracket finals is crazy. His family was there. His girlfriend was there. To bowl against, in his opinion, the greatest of all time, in a lot of people's opinions, the GOAT, for his first two-handed title against the guy that revolutionized the game, bowling two-handed, and really brought that to the forefront. Even though he wasn't the first, he was the best, and still is the best, record-wise. That's a pretty big deal for Tang as a relative newcomer bowling two-handed to beat the GOAT. You can't take it away from him. You absolutely cannot take it away from him. So congratulations to Darren Tang. Belmo took it really hard, man. Belmo really, really took it hard. He had a post on Facebook speaking about how hurt he was, how devastated he was. And I had never seen him that kind of lost during the match. He won his previous match fairly handily, and just use the last, I think it was either 9th and 10th or just the 10th kind of to switch balls, play around with it, try to find his line, throw it in 2 different spots to see which one he liked better. Thought he was lined up because he struck on both, and he's so great at changing hand positions and ball speed and making adjustments and moving on the approach and on the lane. It was very strange to see Belmo off that much. Nothing against Darren. I literally thought Belmo was just going to run it. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think he's going to, Belmo would bowl that bad. But yeah, I mean, he was open and honest on his Facebook page about how much that one hurt because he really, really wanted to win. He's been so hungry to win another title. Yeah, it's been 3 years since he won anything. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. He and Bill won the doubles last year, but no, singles. He hasn't done anything in 3 years, especially on the main stage on CBS Sports where everybody's watching. It was tough to watch, but congratulations to Darren Tang. You can't take anything away from what he did at all. I mean, literally beating the best of all time. And probably the guy that got him the ball two-handed, and Simo and Kyle and all the rest. So it's, it is what it is. But congrats to Darren Tang for winning his second title. One as a one as a one-hander and one as a two-hander. That moves us to Zach Wilkins, the pride of Canada. Everybody loves Zach. Zach is so fun to watch. Winning his second title this year. He won the Rotholman doubles, and now he wins a single title, his first single title, becoming the first 2-time champion this season, winning the Scorpion. Again, running against so many good bowlers. He beat Jesper in a roll-off, and Jesper freaking buried the ball and should have struck, but lets a 7-pin. And Zach was able to come through. But, winning with AJ Chapman last month for his first title. And then here we are, not even 4 weeks later, already winning another title again is really, really cool. And that really moves him up in the Player of the Year race, which, depending on what side of the fence you are, do you want to see EJ win a title and win the points championship because he's been dominant all year? Or do you want to see him lose Player of the Year because he doesn't win a championship and kind of show everybody that the point system sucks and that you should reward consistency? And even though he didn't win any titles, he's been smoking everybody for the most part and cashing every single tournament and getting deep in just about every single tournament. He's almost 10,000 points ahead of second place Patrick Nabrowski and Bud Kroll. So that shows you how much of a difference there is and how the point system is just so freaking stupid. I don't know. Belmo's third highest season average right behind Bill. Thanks, Rip. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, do you want to witness history and see EJ win 4 times in a row? Or do you want to shed light on a broken system and have them fix it? I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. But anyway, congratulations to AJ Chapman for being the first 2-time winner this year, winning the Scorpion Championship, which leads us to one of the most, I don't want to say surprising because the kid is absolutely phenomenal. Amazing guy, amazing intellect. He's so articulate, super nice. Alex Horton, who was on the show just 3-4 weeks ago, winning the tournament champions, and now pulling through for his second title this season, the second 2-time winner, in as many days, winning the PBA Shark Championship. I had mixed emotions because I'm also friends with P-Dom, who I love very much. He's such a good guy. And I was hoping P-Dom, who won the US Open, will win his second title this year as well. But how can you not root for Alex? I mean, his attitude and his drive, his swag, his bowling intellect, his intelligence is just hard to root against, especially when he's a rookie. He's clearly up for the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now, and is honestly in the picture as well for Player of the Year. And if the kid can win Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year, that would be insane. And I knew he had the ability to win. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's a rookie, right? And he's going against Chris Vi, P-Dom, Ronnie Russell. We haven't seen Ronnie Russell on TV in how long? So many people have been pulling for Ronnie, who's another sweetheart as well. And he bowled fantastic as well. The final game was super, super close. It could have went either way. But with the second title, Horton's qualified for Player of the Year. You must win 2 titles or 1 title, finish in the top 10. He's 15th in 15 in points right now. But obviously he's a 2-time winner, so that automatically qualifies him for Player of the Year, regardless of point. It's a messed up system. It's also voted on by their peers too, so I don't even know how much points plays into it. Other than the only rule is you must win a title, be top 10 in earnings, which EJ is. Or he hasn't won a title, but he's top 10 in earnings. So if EJ can win the World Championship this Saturday, he can easily wrap up Player of the Year. Ronnie was 2009. I think you're right. Yeah. And he is retiring. So PBA needs a villain again. Hold on. PBA needs a villain again. Who's the villain, bro? Nico says, how do you think being around Parky's? You think I can read, right? How do you think being around Parker's family helped Alex? I think it helped him a lot, tremendously. Obviously, the Bones are super, super smart when it comes to bowling. All of them. I mean, obviously, we've talked about it ad nauseum here on the show. But I know having Parker and Brandon and Justin, and Leslie in his corner is great for Alex Horton. He must have a million texts. I texted him before the show, good luck, and he said thanks. And I texted him this morning, congrats on winning again, and he hasn't got back to me yet. But I was hoping maybe we can get him on for a second tonight just to talk about what's going on. But he's obviously going through a whirlwind again. But man, it really has been fun watching all that bowling. 4 days in a row on CBS Sports, wrapping up with the World Championship this Saturday. And we'll see if EJ can get it done. So many people are kind of losing faith in EJ. He's been on 3 or 4 shows this year. Most of them it's a top seed. And then he can't get it done. So Pete Weber was a villain, then Sean Rash. Yeah, that's true. No, you're right. Bowling hasn't had a villain for a while. I mean, there could be an argument maybe for Simo, just based on his frustration this year, how vocal he was on TV. Like, he was pissed off when he lost this past weekend because he had to move his ball to a different rack. Every other frame. Just because, and I don't know why they did this. They used 4 lanes, but not equal pairs. So, and they've done that before. I don't know why, but he had to keep moving his ball from one rack to another, and he was frustrated, and that pissed him off. And he's been very vocal on TV about being frustrated, especially making comments during the matches. So, could Simo fall into that villain category? Maybe. I mean, he's a super nice guy, but if people think he's a whiner or a crybaby or upset that he can't win anymore, sure, you're going to have a lot of people that think he's just being a whiner. I just think he's frustrated because we know how great Simo is. And he just, for whatever reason, can't put it together this year. Same with Kyle Troop. Kyle's had a very, very frustrating year. And we've had so many rookies on the shows this year, winning titles. It's hard. It's hard for the established guys, like EJ and Belmo and Simo and Kyle, and so many others, just kind of, not put out the pasture, because obviously they have a lot left in the tank, but get shown up by the young guys. It's hard to do. Just take all the ball returns off the approaches. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Nico says I can see Anthony being a villain. He cussed after he lost to Gary in the Masters. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's been very vocal, being mic'd up on the TV shows. which is, obviously it's frustration, but you're also professional and you're supposed to conduct yourself in a professional manner, especially on television with, close to 1 million people watching. And I'm not saying he has to be a role model, but at least be professional on television. Talk about it with the ball rep off camera, talk about it between lane or between commercial breaks or match breaks, or just do it when you get in the car. Shouldn't do it on TV. So yeah, there could be a case made for Anthony Simonson for being the new villain of the PBA. He's kind of rash-ish. I mean, Rash, one of the greatest bowlers of all time, as obviously Simo is. He's already qualified for Hall of Fame. Whenever he decides to hang it up, he's the first ballot. So yeah, that's a fair point, Nico. Let's see. Let's move on to, and congratulations to Alex Horton again, man. So happy for him. Such a good kid. It's probably who I'm happiest for the most, just because he's a rookie and so close to my friends, the Bone family. So moving on to our top story, and we will end with the Imbecile of the week. Come on, New York Times. I was going to pull this up so I can read it, but apparently I got to pay for that. Let's go to Reuters. Bowling alley giant Lucky Strike, who used to be Bowlero, hit with a U.S. class action lawsuit over prices and dominance. A group of bowling patrons has sued Bowlero and AMF Bowling Center's owner, Lucky Strike Entertainment, alleging that the company illegally drove up prices and undercut quality in a drive to dominate the U.S. bowling industry. The proposed class action lawsuit filed in the federal court in Seattle on Wednesday, last week, said Lucky Strike and subsidiaries violated federal antitrust laws and state consumer protection provisions through its strategy of acquiring hundreds of competing bowling centers nationwide. The plaintiffs are 11 bowlers from Washington, California, New York, Illinois, and other states. They are seeking class action status on behalf of at least thousands of other bowlers. Mechanicsville, Virginia-based Lucky Strike, which was formerly known as Bowlero Corp., in a statement on Thursday called the lawsuit, quote, a meritless attempt by a startup plaintiff's firm to generate headlines, end quote. Lucky Strike said the market is competitive and that, quote, we are confident in our conduct, confident in the law, and we will defend this case vigorously and to the fullest, end quote. Attorneys for the consumers did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The bowlers allege Lucky Strike acquired bowling centers across dozens of cities, giving it dominant market shares locally and nationally. Bowlero operates more than 350 bowling centers in North America. It controls about 35% of U.S. bowling revenue, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit also claims that the consolidation allowed the company to raise prices for lane rentals, shoe rentals, food, and drinks. Hello, inflation? Seriously. While cutting costs by reducing maintenance, staffing, and operating hours. I mean, that's just called trying to make a profit. But Bowlero's dominance, fueled by repeated hedge fund and private equity investment on the road to going public, is the product of its Wall Street engineered unlawful merger-driven playbook, according to the plaintiffs in the lawsuit. The lawsuit also cites Bowlero's 2019 purchase of the PBA, which the plaintiffs say gave it additional leverage over competitors through marketing and tournament access. The PBA organizes professional bowling tours and has media deals with major U.S. broadcasting networks. The plaintiffs asked for unspecified monetary damages. I guess they'll just close their eyes and be like, all right, throw a dart, 15 million, got it. And a court order unwinding certain past acquisitions. They're also seeking to bar Lucky Strike from making additional acquisitions in bowling and related markets. Whew, that's a lot. Ricky says, I'm done with Bowlero Lucky Strikes. I haven't smoked Lucky Strikes in 30 years. Nico says, not getting my hopes up for this lawsuit. If Lucky Strike fails, bowling will be in a bad spot. If Lucky Strike fails, it'll be in a bad spot. Rip Van Rez says, I've been to 3 or 4 Bowleros and thought they were very, very good. All you could bowl from 6 to close for around $20 and plenty of oil on the lanes. Obviously, it just depends who the GM is, who your staff is, who your landmen are. Every bowling center will be different. Obviously, you can't blame it all on Bowlero. But So Nico's right. If for whatever reason the judge rules in favor of the plaintiffs, then who knows how much in damages they'll be able to get from Lucky Strike and Bowlero, but it's not good. It's not good for bowling at all. You have to think of how many centers would have probably went out by the wayside if it wasn't for Bowlero picking them up and keeping them open. That's what a lot of people don't think of. A lot of people think they're just being money hungry because they're primarily a real estate company, picking up all these centers to add to their portfolio. It's not, in my opinion, not for greed, but it's because they want to keep these centers open. And obviously they're a business. They want to make money. They want profitable centers. So they may cut staffing or cut things here and there to try to make a profit because, look, there's not a lot of money in bowling, to be quite honest, not like it used to be. And like Rip Van Red says, having some specials for people to bowl, because it's not cheap. Even going to the non-Bowlero owned centers around here in Middle Tennessee, you're paying $20 an hour to bowl, an hour, if not more. That's not including shoe rentals and food and however many people you're with, your wife, your kids, whatever. It's even more money than that. So it's stupid. It's not a great business model. I don't even know. If it wasn't for them having other things like laser tag and arcades and stuff like that, I don't think they would stay open. But Ricky says they made a crap load of money closing centers that were in prime real estate areas. They did. I won't say that they haven't done some questionable things, but for the centers that they did keep open, hundreds of them that may have gone out by themselves and couldn't afford to operate anymore, would have sold to somebody else, to put up condos or whatever, or an entertainment center. I mean, it's good that Bowlero was able to keep these centers open. I'm not saying they're all good. I've been hammering on Bowlero ever since the show started. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. Is it a conflict of interest that they own the PBA and all these bowling centers? That's for a judge to decide. I mean, obviously there is a case for that. How far will this go? I don't know. I don't know how much money the plaintiffs have or who's paying for it. If it's pro bono or, if the plaintiffs have money, are they their own, bowling center operators? I don't know. Don't know anybody involved in the lawsuit. But I know that Lucky Strike has a lot of money. So you would think whoever took this case on for the plaintiffs would warn, dude, they could just tie you up in litigation for 5-10 years and run you dry. And it won't matter at the end. 10% of bowling centers, about 4,000 in the United States. So the lawsuit alleges that they make up 35% of bowling revenue, whether it be just from the centers themselves or the PBA as well, whatever. I mean, it's all semantics at this point. I'm sure the truth will come out in the wash, during discovery when they have to release all their numbers. But, it's worth keeping an eye on. And I'm still kind of on the side of Nico or Ricky that says, thank God they're, was it Rick? I don't know. No, Nico said bowling would be in a bad spot. It's true. The fact that they own that many centers, if they had to give some of them back, which is what part of the lawsuit entails, kind of unwinding past purchases and not letting them purchase anymore. Yeah, we could see a lot of bowling centers end up shutting down, which is not good. It's not good for nobody wins. That's why I want to know who the plaintiffs are and what their ulterior motives are, because obviously there's more to it than them thinking that Bowlero is just money hungry, greedy, company that doesn't care about bowling at all. Which, hey, could be the case. I don't know. I don't know the people that work there or people that own the company. But I'm really, really almost like the urethane shit. There's always more than meets the eye. Like, why does Chad Murphy hate urethane so much? Something just irks me about, and has to think there's a money driven circumstances behind that. But this as well. Why would the plaintiffs want to sue Lucky Strike and Bowlero for being a monopoly? Unless they had an axe to grind. It's usually personal. And that will obviously come out during the trial, if there is one, and discovery. So in any event, that leads us to our final segment, which is this week's Imbecile of the Week.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
All right, this Imbecile of the Week is brought to you by the Bowling is a Sport Facebook group. This picture has been circulating all over social media the last couple of days. These are all the bowling balls that were left behind from the World Series by the pros. Jordy Reed posted leftovers after WSOB. If true, completely sickening to think these are, quote, pros. If anybody knows anything about bowling, which obviously Jordy Reed does not, these bowling balls are usually autographed. In fact, most of them are, 99% of them are, and given to high schools, youth groups, kids tournaments, stuff like that. So this freaking moron that doesn't know anything about bowling. Sam Cooley wasn't happy. He left his stuff there for the juniors, and there's a lot of people taking some of these balls too. Natalie Tackett also posted about it as well, saying EJ signed a bunch of balls that he wanted to give to some of the youth, and I think some people took them. She's like, please return them or donate them. The pros signed a bunch of bowling balls to give to high school and junior gold competitors, but this freaking moron here, Jordy Reed, to think that, I drilled the ball just because I'm on contract, didn't work out, got 2 games on, I'm just going to freaking leave it here and move on to the next tournament. And meanwhile, somebody has to clean up all this stuff. Jordy, you're a, excuse my language, you're a fucking retard. Somebody had a comment who's just equally, and look, I don't agree with Jordy's opinion here, but Michael Peterson commented on the thread, this is common. I don't know what the fuck you're bitching about. Do you know how many games go on these balls for a tournament, douchebag? Okay. Let's break this down. It is common. There are a lot of pros that leave balls behind. I'm not saying that not all of them are donated or autographed or given away. There are pros that leave stuff behind because they don't want to, they drill a ball, they have a few games on them and it's not the right look they wanted. And they move on. They're not going to carry all these balls with them to the next tournament, especially if they don't like them. What then does do the PBA trucks do with all these bowling balls? So that's why a lot of the centers donate these balls. That's why the pros have started autographing these balls. But Michael Pearson, be better, man. Seriously. To say, I don't know what the F you're bitching about. Do you know how many games go on these balls for a tournament, douchebag? Dude, you're a douchebag. You're an equal and opposite reaction. You're a douchebag for the way you interact. You can be human. You can be an adult about it. Don't be a freaking 12-year-old about it and call people names that you don't even know. You would never say it to somebody's face, unless you're built like Scott Steiner, for crying out loud. But so Jordy Reed, because of that, Jordy Reed and Michael Peterson, you are co-imbeciles of the week. Wear that as a badge of honor. Let everybody know about the distinction of Imbecile of the Week. And you two can both sleep very well tonight knowing that you guys are some of the dumbest people on the planet. May God bless your soul and bless your heart. Yeah, the only reason they would carry around that many is because they're driving in a truck, or a pickup truck, or they have a lot of them drive, some of them drive around in buses too. They have their own private RVs. They're not going to carry all these bowling balls around with them. Given the fact that they're on staff and they can drill up whatever they want to see what works out best for them, that's why they get donated. Like, they're not just leaving around to sit there. And there are some people that took them, which is bullshit, unless they had prior permission. But, it is what it is. So, All right, guys. I just got a text from my wife saying that next week they have a special church service for the seniors graduating our local Franklin Road Christian School, which our niece goes to. She's graduating. So there's a slight chance I might not be here next week, in which Todd will carry on by himself with a guest. We'll see. But I definitely won't be here. I personally won't be here on the 27th of this month because it's my 50th birthday. Going away to Gatlinburg, going out of town with some family. So Todd may be here by himself. We haven't decided that either. But in any event, as I mentioned earlier, we're working on getting Tom Hess for June 3rd. And we got Jason Couch booked for June 10th. So I'm looking forward to that. Ricky, appreciate you as always, guys. I know we didn't have a guest tonight. Todd's not here. And you just listened to me ramble for 57 minutes, which I didn't plan on being that long, but apparently I have a talking ability. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I do appreciate you, man. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of bowling. I see people are kind of bowled out. Typically we have a lively crowd here tonight, but without a guest and anything really major to talk about, we usually get more people that'll watch it later on than watch it live. But in any event, there's still 8 of you here. I appreciate y'all, every single one of you. Todd was hoping to jump in at some point if leagues were to calm down, but obviously he can't. So, Todd McGill doing the Lord's work, helping the sport of bowling, working the Gilmore lanes tonight on his day off again. After working all day for Bowlifi is crazy. Again, if you want a straight up 5 shirt or a straight up 5 jersey, in fact, you know what? Let me put the picture up on the screen of both. The link is in the description of the show here on YouTube. So click the link, go to my sub store, and you get discounted shirt and jersey. And they're quality made right here in the. Are they made in the USA? I'm not even going to, I'm not going to even claim that. I got to get with Todd about that. But they're absolutely the finest quality your money could buy. So click the link below in the description, and I'll put up the jersey and shirt here so you can see what they look like. Desktop. No, downloads. They didn't save. I swear to God, dude. My computer is being a dick. I'll just share my screen for you real quick. That's easier to do that. Bear with me. Here we go. So the official Straight Up 5 shirt and jerseys are available at bowlifi.com/ I suck. Let me just put the link for you. Bowlifi.com /substore /radrob. So there is the Straight Up 5 solid t-shirt, which is such a good shirt. It's what I'm wearing right now. And then we have our jersey, which, God, it's such a good job. Todd designed this himself. It's really, really, really cool jersey. The Straight Up Lane USA flag jersey for $31.85. You really can't beat that. Again, it's clay stuff. It helps me. It helps Bowlifi, and you look good on the lanes. Look at that, man. Got the little lane in the background with the red and yellow lights. Got the TMT logo on the sleeve. Got the American flag on the other, the Bowlifi logo right above Todd's smiling face. It's you can put your name on the back. You can upgrade for a different material of the shirt, the tour line, the performance line, and the upgraded outerwear line, plus your sizes. It's just it's cool stuff. So again, bowlifi.com, BOWLIFI.com /substore /radrob. We'll take you right to those 2 shirts. And I appreciate it. Appreciate it if you guys help us out. Anyways, Nico, Ricky, you guys are awesome. Alex Bermudez, my buddy. Happy early birthday, Senor. Ask JJ for good eats recommendations. I will do that for sure. I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Straight Up 5, hopefully with Todd McGill. If not, it is what it is. And we'll see you next time. Appreciate y'all. Take care.
5 with Todd McGill. You can follow the show on X at Straight Up 5 Pod. You can follow Todd on X at TMT Bowling. And you can follow Rad Rob on X at Rad Rob Entertainment. Follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Straight Up 5 Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us with comments, questions, or suggestions at straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, right here on the Red